Houdini, Atoy, correct transform conversion, degrees Euler to quaternion, HSV to RGB, Q convert quaternion to Euler, radians RGB to HSV, RGB to XYZ, serialize, convert linear RGB triplet to CEI XYZ three stimulus values. Serialize and unserialize XYZ to RGB agent add clip crowds agent channel count names values agent clip catalog agent clip channel names length names sample local sample rate sample world agent clip start time returns the start time clip times transform groups weights collision layer agent current layer agent find transform group agent layer bindings agent layers shapes agent local transform agent local transforms agent metadata agent trick children return the child transforms to transform of an agent primitives rig children agent rig find channel parent solve big agent skeleton kinematics big solve f big full body solve body inverse kinematics agent transform count transform group member channel groups form group weight form names local world forms value channel values names agent clips set agent current layer transform forms JSON dumps converts a VEX dictionary into a JSON string JSON need to google it JSON it is JavaScript object notation JSON string into VEX dictionary keys return all the keys in a dictionary the import file stat filter remap fuzzy and fuzzy defas centroid nant nor not xor or xor at point at prim vertex clip expanded group geo self geo rep in edge group intersect all min pos points group neighbor counts neighbors and points and primitives and vertices return the names or vertices in the input of geometry file vertices group point prims vertices neighbors prim find primitives potentially prim points vertex count vertices the least number point prim vertex point sect and uv this function compiles the intersection of specified array with the geometry in uv space uv intersect uv space uv mapping uv map xyz uv space vertex point vertex uv space 3D model uv space texture puv uv Blender manual UV mapping process of projecting a 2D image to a 3D model surface for texture mapping. The letters U and V denote the axis of the 2D texture because X and Y and Z are already used to denote the axis of the 3D object in model space, while V, in addition to XYZ, is used in calculating quaternion rotation, a common operation in computer graphics. And expand points group, point, count, vertex invalid, primarily next QV, half edger, point, pref, UV mapping, UV преобразование, развертка, UV JSON, hedge, pref, returns half edge, primitive that contains half edge, double connected edge list, the half edge data structure. Okay, half edge function, E next, E face, E2 vertex half edge, prim vertex edge next, prim hedge, access frame, alpha name, B input samples to pixel block around the given UV position and bilinearly interpolates these pixels. Bump name, C returns the full name of the bump plane, bump name, default name bump plane. It appears compositor preferences, ch name, C input, color, given coordinates, pixel color, samples color name, depth name, returns the default name of the depth plane, compositor preference, DSM pixel, Z record stored in the pixel a deep shadow map of deep camera map, F input, HAS metadata, HS plane, I aspect, channel name, ICH name, channel, IN time, returns the end time specified input. It is I input plane size input, mask name, returns the default name, lumnav, stack overflow mask results, and okay, mask Photoshop, okay, and mask name, metadata, and input normal name, plane index, plane name, plane size, point name, velocity name, CKS spline, samples a catmull rom cardinal spline defined by position values key, C lamp, CP line, F feet, E feet, feet 01, feet 10, range, and shifts to the corresponding value in a new range. Shifts feet takes the value in one range and shifts it to the corresponding value in a new range. Corresponding, okay, corresponding, it is соответствующий, yes, corresponding, appropriate, suitable, fit, adequate, correct, okay, fit in lerp, L key spline, LS spline, SLERP, smooth ambient, attend, fast shadow, filter shadow, DU returns given value respect to U, math, DV respect to V, DW, apps, acos, a scene, atan2, avg, CBRT, sale, smallest integer greater than or equal of the to the argument. Combine local transform cos h hyperbolic cosine hyperbolic cosine, okay, hyperbolic cosine, hyperbolic function, hyperbolic function, hyperbolic function, okay, cross determinant diagonalize symmetric dot eigenvalues, compute the eigenvalues of 3 matrix ERF Gauss error function ERF inv ERFC extract local transform floor frac identity inverts is finite is nan not a number key sp line length log 10 make basis max min normalize outer product plane sphere intersect pow raises the first arguments to the power of the second argument, okay, power math, okay, formula and power math exponent base power base number solution exponent of power exponent of power okay, base exponent means what are the power in mathematics. B input output power, okay, power math predicate in determines in a point inside outside triangle circle orient to D in sphere orient 3D pre-multiply matrices product PT line distance between the points X, okay, Q distance to quaternions Q invert Q multiply Q rotate quaternion resample linear rint closest whole number SHL bit shift an integer left SHR Z an integer right bit shift an integer right HR Z, okay, and sine sin H hyperbolic slide frame component returning solve cubic solve polynomial real roots solve quadratic triangle SSL SSS sides spline curve spline curve mathematics, okay, representation for which it is easy to build an interface splines, okay, to Wikipedia, what is it in Russian? Spline, okay, and next SQRT sums SVDDE comp tan H transpose trunk distance to get B box center get B box max get B box mean get B box size get bounds get point B box get point B box center get point B box max get point B box mean get point B box size plane point distance rel B box rel point B box surface DEST UVD D distance, okay, XYZ distance of a point to a geometry meta ball meta import march March metaballs files. Okay, meta start, meta wait, nodes, meta next, metaball. What is metaballs? Computer graphics. Metaballs are organic looking and dimensional isosurfaces. Okay, proximity creates single contiguous object. Okay, CH, CH2, CH3, CHD, CHEXP, CHP, child, CHI, CHRAMP, CHRAMP deriv, CHSOP, CHRO2, CHV, is connected, op full path, opit, form, capture region SOP, and okay, op set with op ID, op full path, op transform, a noise generates alligator noise, curl noise, free noise based on Perlin noise, curl noise 2D, curl X noise, CW noise, flow noise, H script noise, H script brand noise, turp, MW noise, Manhattan distance metric noise, noised, and random on O noise, simmer W noise, PX random BRG, random F hashes, floating point numbers to integer, Poisson, random hash, subballs, noise, normals, computer normal, prim normal, open color to OCO, open color, EO, input output, displays, views, import, row, space, transform, particles, file sample, point clouds, mat rep, density, space, close, cone radius, convex, export, returns farthest point, farthest, PC farthest, okay, filter, find radius, PC generate, PC import by ID x3, x4, xv, PC iterate, PC line radius, PC num found, PC open lot, sample leaf, segment radius, size, unshaded, right, find to an map, photon map, texture 3D, sampling, create CDF, cumulative distribution function, probability density function, PDF, cumulative distribution function, probability density function values, sample space, sampler, sample coaches, CDF, arc, uniform, arc, slice, uniform, cone, uniform, discrete, exponential, geometry, hemisphere, hypersphere, cone, hypersphere, uniform, light, log normal by median, normal, orientation, cone, orientation, uniform, photon, sphere, cone, sphere, shell, uniform, sphere, uniform, sample disk, variance, sensor, panorama, create, panorama gets color, panorama get depth, sensor safe, shading and rendering, sensor input area, blend BRDF, bounce label, bounce mask, diffuse BDRF, file step, Fresnel, computer the Fresnel reflection, what is it? Fresnel lens. A Fresnel lens is a type of composite compact lens developed by the French physicist Augustin Jean Fresnel for use in lighthouses. Fresnel. Okay. Front face, gather, get blur P, get components, get their if, get fog name, get global array level, beat, light, teeth, T name, lights, lit, get photon light, prim ID, level, tur ID, less store, gens, light, illuminance, interpolate, intersect lights, irradiance, is fog ray, pictive, RHS, defects the orientation of default shading space, tracing, rendering, bounces, teeth, state, import, Boolean function, VEX Boolean function, Boolean Fonk reflection model. Okay. Object state, array hit test, sense array from the position, path trace, Fonk BRDF, array import, reflect light, refraction array, refract light, render state, resolve missed array, scatter event, current light, store, shadow light, shimport, sh import, surface shadow shader, as import, store light, export, trace, translucent, unwrap, computers for position normal at given UV coordinates for use in a lens shader, wire blend, wider fuse, right pixel, abs path, chr, concatenate all the, converts, returns, decodes, encodes, any string, encode strings, is alpha, is all character strings alphabetic, numeric is digit, to integer to a string, join, ls strips leading white space from a string, match op digits, ord pluralize, English noun to its pluralize, refined all, rematch, replace, resplit, relative path, real path, rast rip, split path, split ntf, start with, strips, str length, st title case, to lower to upper, returns as a string that is the title version of the input string. OSD face count, first path, limits surface, subdivision surfaces, lookup face vertex, patch count, patches, tet adjacent, tetrahedrons, returns primitive number of adjacent tetrahedron. Okay, tetrahedron. In German, also known as triangle pyramid. Face index, depth map, color map, environment, expand UDIM, texture, file name expansion, has UDIM, importance remap, ocean sample, P texture, row color map, shadow map, text import, from texture file, text print f, expansion, file name, texture, dihedral, transforms in space, computes the rotation matrix of quaterneuron which rotates the vector A onto the vector B. From NDC transforms a position from normal device coordinates to the coordinates in the appropriate space. Get back transform, get space, instance, look at, make transform, and d depth, orthographic, and transform, OW and space, perspective, back to transform, pre-rotate, applies a pre-rotation to the given matrix, polar decomp, pre-scale, pre-translate, p-transform, rotate x2, scale, setback transform, smooth rotation, solve constraint, solve curve, solve FBI key, solve I key, full body, to NDC, solve phys FBI key, translate, matrix by a vector, TV, texture to world space, WO, world, WT, world texture, space, USD, creates an attribute to given on a primitive, USD, okay, USD, add prim, USD, trip, ship, relationship, path, okay, excludes, obtains the object path that are the collection of exclude list, USD, it is the computing on a computer abbreviation for United States. Okay. USD get box max is array is active. USD constructs point primer size. USD Houdini. USD pipelines. USD and file form for describing the 3D scene by composing layers. A master USD file describes a kitchen scene. Introduce a number of USD concepts. Houdini. USD, USDA, USD. Every USD file contains a compiled scene. Okay. Assign error for points. Get comp is bound is varying. Open D op start back int to save float. Print once. Print F. Prints values of the console which started to the VEX. Utility ramp lookup. Houdini style ramp. Ramp. A slope. Okay, ramp back. Select set comp, swizzle, rearrange the components of a vector. Sleep yields processing for a certain number of milliseconds. Unpack int from say float warning volume gradient index volume resolution post position to index diameter. Okay, volume gradient. Append arcsort array for ACH optional enumeration. Loops over the items in an array with optional enumeration. Insert is valid, land, pop, push, remove index, reorder, resize, reverse, slice, substring, subarray, sort, you push uniform item to an array, add attrib, okay, attributes, detail, name, point, prim, do v, primitive parametric UV position, okay, beam, albedo, reflected light, percentage, albedo, and cone CVEX is isotropic, scatter slice equally in all direction, isotropic, isotropic, BSDF, specular, returns specular BSDF computer specular shading, specular shading, create the bright highlights that one would see on a glossy surface. Specular highlight. Chapter names, attribute given. Okay, color, conversion, crowds, agent, fuzzy logic, filter, file, dict, displace, geometry, groups, half edges, image processing, interpolation, light, math, and print JavaScript Kotlin, Matplotlib, attributes, new, fun, func, Houdini, cure, second, meter, volt, volt per meter, voltage, perimeter, area, square, squared, pow, power, base, logarithm, logarithms, logarithm underscore x, logarithm underscore y, compile.